John Paul II is without doubt the world's most famous living person, and 730 million Roman Catholics regard him as God's representative here on earth. Today, Sunday the 8th of January, is a special day in his life. It's special because he'll be meeting thousands of children from all over the world in a unique audience. But more about that later. The 12 months ending on Easter Sunday is known as the Holy Year of Redemption and marks the 1950th anniversary of the death of Jesus Christ. January the 8th is the nearest Sunday to Epiphany, when the three wise men, the Magi, found the baby Jesus. To celebrate that, Pope John Paul is personally baptising 26 babies here in St. Peter's Church. A great honour, of course, not only for the infants, but also their families. Pope John Paul II has travelled more widely than any other pope, visiting 35 countries including Britain and Ireland. Now he's back in the Vatican, the centre of the Catholic world. Our story begins 2 days before, on January the 6th. We decided to take 6 CBTV reporters over to Rome, their mission to represent Britain at the unique children's audience with Pope John Paul in the Vatican. None of our reporters had ever been to Italy, and they found that their first glimpse of the Vatican was breathtaking, especially St. Peter's Church and the square with its splendid colonnades. Our first stop wasn't the Vatican though, but a small and very famous fountain right in the heart of Rome, the Trevi Fountain. And guess who was elected to be guide?
Roma, smell that pasta. Behind me is the famous coin in the fountain. Come on. The famous Trevi Fountain. Folklore tells that if you throw a coin with your right hand over your left shoulder, that you'll always return to Rome.
But we just arrived.
Yeah, but you'd like to come back again, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, go on then.
A few hundred lira for a wish? A real bargain. It's fun being a guide.
How old is it?
Who
built it?
Don't know.
Where's the door to the building?
Probably round the back.
Where does the water come from? And why is it called the Trevi Fountain?
I don't know.
You're useless. Let's find a proper guide.
All right. I'll ask him.
Good thing Italian is my second language.
Excusez-moi, we Inglesi need a guide to Rome.
Oh, you need a guide. In English. I am the best guide in Rome.
My Italian's better than I thought. Come on then.
Thank you very much. Let's go.
This is my team. This is Kelly, Bernadette, Sandy, Rebecca, John and Robert.
Hello, my name is Fernando. How do you do?
He's a guide. Ask the questions.
Yes, please.
How old is it?
350 years.
Who built it?
Niccolò Salvi, the architect, very famous architect.
Where's the door to the building?
Well, there is no door because they put this fountain next to the building to save space, because this square is not so big. So they put all the rocks, you see the travertine, all next to the building, that now inside in this building there is a printing museum. Also, the work of this fountain was paid by the Vatican, because when it's very hot in Rome, people need refreshing and water. So that's why in Rome we have so many fountains. And this fountain is the most beautiful in Italy.
Fernando, you've definitely won the job as our official guide. Perhaps we'll see you later at the Colosseum.
Okay, fine.
Bye now.
Goodbye. Bye.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't understand that name. And if that stream back there was the River Tiber, then... Oh, there's someone over there. I'll go and ask him. Excuse, signor? Où est la Colosseum, s'il vous plaît? Didn't know. It's a foreigner. Still, must be close. There's the Forum over there, the Vatican over there, so the Colosseum
Oh, come on, Paul.
must be behind us.
No, it's there.
Oh, yeah. Let's go and find Fernando, shall we?
When we got in the Colosseum, that was really massive. I thought it'd be much smaller. And I knew about the lions and that, but Fernando started telling us about navy battles and they used to flood the arena and things like that. Some of the things he was telling us was what the emperors and that used to do in there were really bad. The Christians, they used to come in, the animals used to come up. They put imitation sort of forest sort of thing, and the animals used to have to hunt down the Christians.
I didn't like it when you was looking down and like it's all little cellars kind of thing, because there was a base on top of it. And when Fernando was saying that all the Christians died down there, and it made you feel a bit sick, like thinking all them people, it must have been in agony down there.
That evening after supper, we all went to the Epiphany Fair. This is the Piazza Navona, one of the most beautiful squares in the city. There's always a fair here at Christmas and New Year. No roundabouts, but lots of goodies on the stalls.
Whew! Oh, that's free. 1,000 lira? It's a bit expensive. Look at that, it's like a miniature Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, isn't it? That's cold. Quanto costa? How much is that? 2,500? Of course, expensive, isn't it? Yes. How much are these? 1,500?
I'll buy you an apple.
That's 40p. Get some coal. Right, 1,500.
Many?
There we are.
One?
Do you want one? Yeah? Do a. Thank you. Gracias. That rolls off the tongue, rolls off the tongue. Is it nice? What's it taste like?
Sweet.
Sweet. It's the biggest gobstopper I've ever seen in my life.
Some of the sweets were nice. They looked nice from the outside, but inside they were disgusting.
What?
That you were saying below.
Oh, the hoops. Hula hoops. They're just big halos. You carry them around on your head. You could do with
So they're
one.
rubbers.
Oh, look, let's go over there. Oh, he's definitely caught the real you know. No doubt about it. I think I might have mine done, actually.
You like it, Captain?
Yes, please, yeah, do mine. If you make me look as good as that. Hey, you come and watch this. You go around the other side. Had some very impressive sitters, haven't you? Frank Sinatra, Charles Bronson, Paul Henley. Oh. Is it good, Sandy?
Spinach. Really does look like you.
Really?
St. Peter's is the largest church in the world, and our first stop with Fernando was on the roof terrace.
Oh, well, yes, they are here, the statues of the 12 apostles with Jesus Christ in the middle. And all around there, the colonnade, there are about 284 columns in travertine stone all around, representing a big embrace to the Catholic world, to the Catholic people. And on top of the columns you see there are 150 statues of saints and fathers of the Catholic world.
Could you just count and check
And
those,
over
please?
there,
Thank
you see on the right-hand
Just count
side
them,
up
check they're all
there,
there.
you see the beautiful dome, the cupola, we say in Italian, built by Michelangelo. It's the biggest dome in Rome. Very solid.
What's the ball right on the top?
Ah, the bowl there, inside of this bowl, there is a small room where in the ancient time they say that the cardinal used to make a special reunion when something was very important to decide. Here, from this point, you think it's very small, but when you get there, when you get on the top, you see that it's an enormous bowl.
Only the Pope can say Mass from the central papal altar designed by Bernini. Above is the huge dome by Michelangelo.
So this is the famous Pietà by Michelangelo, our greatest artist. And it was made about 500 years ago. When Michelangelo was young, he was 25 years old. And the face of the Virgin Mary is very dignified in her great pain and sufferance. 7 years ago, this beautiful masterpiece was attacked, and a person with a hammer broke the nose and one finger of the statue. After that, they called all the famous sculptors and artists to restore in a perfect way the statue. Also, after this terrible fact, they put this glass window here against bullet to defend the masterpiece that belongs to all the human race.
It's nice, isn't it? Should we go and see some more nice things?
No.
Come on. That's where St. Peter's remains are, down there. See where the light is? And the tunnels, and that leads off to where all the other popes are buried in the catacombs.
When you touch the foot, you can ask St. Peter. We're supposed to, if you ask St. Peter, he'll bless someone. If you ask him to bless your family, it's supposed to come true. He's supposed to bless you.
The thing I remembered most was when we went up to the front and knelt down, because that was the most silent part, I think, and it was nice. It was very nice when we actually knelt down and we said some prayers. Then we just prayed for our mums and our families and our cousins and whoever we want to pray for.
All around the world, little children being born to the world. Got to give them all we can till the war is won. Then will the work be done? Help them to learn songs of joy instead of burn, baby, burn. Let us show them how to play the pipes of peace. Play the pipes of peace.
Sia lodato Gesù Cristo. Carissimi fratelli e sorelle.
Every Sunday at midday, the Pope makes a public appearance at his study window overlooking St. Peter's Square.
Trasferita la solennità dell'Epifania del Signore, la Chiesa mentre celebra la
This was our first glimpse of John Paul, a very exciting moment, even though he was a tiny, faraway figure on the balcony. Later in the day, though, we were going to get much closer to him.
Vergine Madre che
And I looked up and then we saw the Pope and I just smiled, you know. I thought it was nice to see him actually talking with the carpet hanging out of his window.
Mentibus nostris infunde,
He seemed really small, and you couldn't even make him out. But even then, everything seemed to go quiet. It felt as though you could understand it, even though you couldn't.
All those smiling faces, eh? Rome's really made us feel at home, hasn't it, eh? Cold and wet and raining, just like London. What did you think of the Pope a moment ago? Rebecca, what did you think? Did you understand any of it? Not a word. Did anyone understand anything?
At the end of the prayer, when he said in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit,
And that was the
and when he
prayer.
said Amen, and everyone else was like making the sign of the cross.
Rebecca, have you got a question for John Paul?
Yeah. No, I'm asking him a favour. Will he bless my family through me?
Oh, that's lovely. I hope he does. I'm sure he will. Robert, have you got any questions for John Paul?
I'd ask him if he kind of, when he was little, did he have any hobbies?
Well, you might have that opportunity because we're told that during the audience, which is very special that we're being admitted to, at the end of all the service, he walks around and talks to the children. So you may be able to ask him a question. But right now, I think we're just going to have a quick bite to eat, get out of the rain, and then go into the service. Come on then.
Sunday afternoon, Paul VI Hall is crammed with almost 11,000 children. The CBTV reporters are there to represent all the English-speaking children and are welcomed by a cardinal. They've been given seats on the stage only a few yards from where the Pope will conduct his audience. A unique occasion. The first time John Paul has ever met so many children in one place. The youngsters live in Italy but come from all over the world. They're very excited, and the atmosphere is electric as they wait for the appearance of the world's most famous and most loved person.
All the guards coming before him, and we all stood up thinking it was the Pope. And then when he did come in, we didn't expect it.
During the Holy Year of Redemption, Pope John Paul has blessed tens of thousands of Roman Catholics at his audiences, but this occasion for children must have been the most moving of all.
It took him about 10 or 15 minutes just to walk down because of all the people's hands. There was loads. Glad about sitting on the stage with him. And when he walked in the doors and when they was all shouting out Viva Papa, I just started to cry. And that sounds stupid, but when you just saw him, I just cried. And when I was crying, Bernadette and Sandy started crying and all. So there was big red faces sitting on the stage. We was up on the stage and looking down, you feel like you was really privileged. I think there was like 10,000 children there, and all you can see was their scarves and their hats. You couldn't see their faces, it just looked like little colour blobs sitting on seats.
Nel nome del Padre, del Figlio e dello Spirito Santo, la pace sia con voi.
È notte santa, è fredda la stalla e tutto manca, mezzanotte suona e una luce indora, tutto è riso giocondo, è nato il re del mondo, piffere zampogne suonate e cuori allegrate. E gli tende le mani e tace, è nato per darci la pace, non più guerra ci sia, L'odio strappiamolo via, più buoni a lui stringiamoci intorno, è nato Gesù, il Re del mondo.
John was going to say the special blessing and we thought he might muck it up, but I'm glad it wasn't me in his shoes. He was trembling before he went up.
Holy Father and children of Rome, on behalf of all the English-speaking children in the world, I wish you a peaceful and blessed New Year. We have shared a very special day with you and ask you, Holy Father, that you bless us all so that we may take a happy memory of the prayers and blessings of today back home to Britain.
You're Irish?
No,
English?
my parents are Irish.
Irish.
Thank you, Holy Father. When you came up to him, he seemed so friendly. He was like an ordinary person, and like when you walk away, you feel really good. Like you think, well, this sort of once in a lifetime. You're not going to walk up to the Pope and meet him again.
Si è fatto bambino, uno come voi.
I thought it was so, I don't know how to describe it, I was so happy. I thought, God, it was just so happy I can't even describe it. It was really nice.